So I'm now getting to the stage of things that are a little bit harder to part with. I have here some scented candles that I've accumulated. And as you can see, they're all really pretty. I used to buy them at, Marshall's or Ross when I would go out just looking for household decor. And I'm now realizing that while these are very attractive, they actually don't smell very good to me anymore now that I've gone carnivore, and my sense of smell has really changed and heightened. And so now when I smell these artificial scents, it actually kind of gives me a headache. It makes me feel sick because they're so overpowering. So unfortunately, I think I am going to be getting rid of these, maybe giving them away. So I've emptied and cleaned these kind of cool pull-out drawers that I have here in my kitchen cabinets. And this is usually where I keep my pots and pans. And I'm going to be very conscious about what I put back into these drawers and what I keep. Another big way that carnivore has helped me is not feeling like I have to be perfect. And so I've just gone through my cabinets here, and I've reorganized the 2 drawer shelves based on my frequency of use for the things. So up top I have some glass Pyrexes, a few mixing bowls, which I really don't use that much, but I also have my saucepan. And then down below I have a couple old baking trays, some ice cube trays, my egg timer, my little mini waffle iron, a few metal bowls, a couple old frying pans, and I do have my little tiny saucepan, which I mostly don't use any of these things anymore, but I still like knowing that they're there in case I am going to make something kind of random at times. And so I feel pretty good about the way these 2 cabinets turned out, or these 2 shelves.
Right, so anytime you want to jump back in there,
I emptied out my freezer, so it's nice and clean. I wiped it all down, and now I'm going to refill it with all of my meats. So I refilled the freezer. You can see I've got ribeye fat trimmings, and then a fresh stack of ribeye, some ice cube trays, and then on the bottom here some old ground beef that I don't really eat anymore. And I think in the back there's some pork belly that I also don't eat anymore. And then on the door I just put in a bunch of different ice cubes and ice packs. So that's pretty much it. Looks like a good carnivore's freezer should look. And here is my failed liver experiment. I bought some frozen grass-fed beef liver at Whole Foods. I cut it up and I wrapped it into these little saran wrap balls, and I froze it in the freezer, and they were absolutely disgusting. So they are going in the trash. I'm prepping to head down to Santa Cruz, and my minimalist journey is definitely helping me to learn how to pack lighter. So I'm bringing my e-bags bag, and you can see that this time I'm only bringing a couple sweaters, a pair of yoga pants, some jeans, a few t-shirts, a pair of shoes, and then some undergarments. And that is it for my clothing, which is actually pretty good for me, because normally I bring way more stuff than that. And it has this really nice handle at the top, so you can just pick it up from the top as well. And it may seem kind of trivial for me to talk about how much I'm bringing on a few-day trip to go down to Santa Cruz, but having lived with obsessive anxiety for my whole life before going carnivore, being able to pack up light and know exactly what I need to bring is actually hugely liberating, and it frees up so much of my time and makes me feel a lot less anxious. So here's my little travel bag that has my work laptop and my personal laptop, a few electronic cords, and then I have my tiny little backpack that I bring to use for when I go to a store. I put my wallet in there, and just a few things like gloves. And then I'm bringing my yoga mat. And one of the harder things for me to make decisions on is which books to bring, because I always want to have books with me wherever I go. So this time I've narrowed it down to a few. Since I'm on my tidying theme, I'm bringing Goodbye Things, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, and Essentialism. And I've also been delving a little bit more into The Secret, so I'm bringing The Magic and The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And at the top there, I'm also bringing my Go Girl budget planner, which that's one of my goals for the year, is to dive into budgeting, which I haven't really started. So I'm going to bring that book to see if I can get that going this weekend.